Lifestyle here, child of God. The Chronicles of LifeStyle, part 1. My mother. I hated living in my mother's custody. Just to be quite honest with you. I've written a couple of letters to her in reference and expressing myself. I used to write letters that I wanted to kill myself at a young age. Because I just didn't like her household. It wasn't conducive to building men or women. You know, it just wasn't conducive. Well, why do you say that, Lifestyle? Well, I wasn't supported. I wasn't treated as if I'm a prized possession, that I can do anything. I was treated as if I already knew what was going on. I was treated as if I'm supposed to be following my mother's example. But I'm not a woman. Yeah, I've been physically abused by my mother and her step-husband, and her husband, my stepfather, technically, I guess, right? I don't consider that. I don't claim any of it. I don't belong to them. And I never did. And they don't belong to me. They had a different plan in life than I had for myself. And it's crazy I said that because I'm at such a young age, right? But like, I kind of already knew what I wanted to do with my life. I kind of already knew who I wanted to be around. I kind of already knew what kind of person I was going to be. And it wasn't the type of lifestyle that they were living. This is tough to do, but I got to do it. And I say that because I did invite my mom multiple times to do some healing. I told her to invite her husband. I told her, to invite whoever. I've tried multiple times to do healing. I've talked to them, But people don't want to heal because they don't want to admit to the things that they've done, or the things that they've done they feel like they were justified in doing. People tell you to let go of things, but I tell you this, black people still ain't let go of what happened to them in slavery. And I don't think that they should. And black people are still looking for reparations or some type of compensation from slavery, from what white people did. Why in the world would I not want the same thing? Some type of healing, justification, compensation for the pain that I went through, for the abuse that I went through. I mean, her husband used to smack me upside my head like Michael Jordan did the one dude when he was playing basketball. Man, this was a minute ago, but he used to tell me that all the time. He used to call me lazy. They used to try to embarrass me and demasculate me. A man trying to demasculate another man, a child anyways, growing into a man. I mean, what kind of man is that? Empty promises. Now, this person was in the military as well, and he was gone a lot of the times that I can remember. But I do remember when I did hang out with him, he wasn't necessarily treated very well by people that he knew. There was this one time where I got in trouble for fighting some kid who disrespected me. And we got into a fight. Of course, I didn't win that fight. This kid knows karate and all types of stuff. Plus, he had his homeboys with him. It was just me. But as soon as I walked in the house, and it's crazy because this happened like right after school. As soon as I walked in the house, I'm getting in trouble by my husband because the boy that was disrespecting me happened to be, I guess, somebody in his command that's over him. So his command got, But I'm like, so what, I'm not supposed to defend myself? Oh, I'm the one causing problems. See, it was always me causing problems, right? How is that possible? You just didn't like me, and I didn't like you neither. Like, I don't have a problem saying it. I don't. I'm not about to be humble about none of this stuff. Because, people don't know the type of pain that I went through dealing with this type of stuff. Being trapped somewhere I didn't want to be. Being set up to be left behind so that I can be poor and broken, coming back, feeling ashamed and begging, right, for them to take me back in. No way, no sir, rebob. And God has told me multiple times that he had to separate me, not because of me, but because of them. They're limiting. You know, my mother didn't even want to put me through college, right? And she says, because you were selling drugs. Listen, I'm just going to say, I sold a little bit of weed in high school. And I mean like half an ounce at a time, barely selling any weed. I did good in high school. My guidance counselor wanted me to go to college. I forgot her name, but I see her face every day. Not every day, but you know. And I'm just like, my guidance counselor was telling her, like, you need to send him to school. Oh, but, you know, back in the day, she told me it's because she didn't want to put loans in her name. Right? Come to find out, they sent their middle child, their first child within their marriage, to school, all that. No offense to him, but, you know, he didn't produce fruit from that. But I produce fruit, especially when I put myself through college. The federal government, you know, was giving out money, and I had to wait until I was 26 years old. I mean, from 18 to 26, I had to be on my own and wait to go to school. Can you believe that? When somebody, if you believed in your son, if you cared about your son, you would have sent him to college. You would have did what you had to do. Just like I got to do what I got to do for Taylor Rain Carper. My mother never wants healing because she wants to be in the right at all times. She thinks she's right for not mothering. She's always trying to send somebody to God. And, you know, now I understand. I get it. But when you're a child or your brain is not all the way developed, you can't just send people to God. You got to be a mom. See, she was trying to escape her responsibilities. Let's think about it. I don't really, and this is from me personally, I like women who go after what they want in life, that are independent, that want a man but want to be equal to him and want him to let her do what she got to do for her purpose. I guess my mom just figured that her purpose was just to be a housewife, and I hated it. I don't know how she felt about it, but I'm just like, you know, you can't be a woman of God, in my opinion, sitting at the house doing nothing. You know, I know you talk to certain people, man, you try to save your family, all that type of stuff, man. But for me, personally, because this is my show right now, I just didn't agree with it. And I definitely didn't agree with the abuse, the mental abuse. I mean, I remember this one time, I think I was in early stages of middle school. I think we were in South Carolina, maybe Chesapeake, something like that. I don't remember, but I know what I do remember is that I couldn't do math about these problems. And man, I mean, you talk about two parents, one who's not even yours, hovering over you, screaming and yelling at you, smacking you in the back of the head because you don't get nothing right. You know, a lot of the stuff of me having to defend myself in life and fight other people back because they want you to fight them back, whatever. You know, I don't fight a lot of it is because I was demasculated as a youth. I wasn't allowed to fight. I was the one who always got in trouble, even if I had to defend myself. Remember, I told you the story of the kid when I was younger. My mom used to tell me, if you come home for fighting, you're going to be in the biggest, worst trouble. And it used to terrify me because she used to physically beat me a lot. And I know black women out there be like, oh, yeah, good, you know, that type stuff. But the shit wasn't good. I mean, you talking about one time I got choked out until I almost could not breathe because I took the belt away from her from hitting me with it. You know, you're not going to abuse me. I remember one time in high school, we talk about a woman who pushes you into a wall and makes you back down, and you push her off of you to get out of the way from her being hovered over you. And you talking about a man, you know, I'm growing into my grown man height. I'm definitely taller. I wouldn't say bigger, but I'm definitely taller. And I didn't hit her or nothing. I just pushed her off of me because, like, why are you even on me? It didn't even make any sense. It's because she couldn't win. Because I wouldn't bow down to what she wants. And see, that's the problem. And part of the message of what Kevin Samuels was saying is that black women would do anything to get you to bow down to them. You know what I'm saying? And not in good ways. You know, my mother's one of those people that always be like talking about folks, but make sure that at the end, make sure you don't tell them I said that. You know, don't tell them I said that. I've tried to confront my mother. I tried to confront her husband. They won't allow it. They don't want to be confronted about the things that I have issues with what they did because they don't want to be wrong. They want to be infallible. And that's just not fair. And so I cut them off. I've been cut her husband off. I don't bang with him at all. You know, I've been arrested before as a young man in when I lived in Little Creek, Norfolk. I guess it could be called Virginia Beach too, but you know, I was arrested because this man decided to come upstairs because I rejected what they were trying to tell me. Okay, the establishment. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I don't care about that. They was talking about me downstairs and I stood up for myself. So he came upstairs to choke me and I couldn't breathe or nothing. I couldn't, you know, this is the second time I'm being choked in my life, almost to death. And, you know, I tried to scream for my mother, but she couldn't hear me. When she finally came upstairs, she's like, well, what happened? And next thing you know, he comes in there trying to argue and scream. So, you know, she gets in between us and he ends up hitting her. And then I end up getting boastful. And so he goes straight in the room and calls the cops on me. Gives his narrative and everything. And I was going to fight him when the cops came. I was ready to fight him because then I'm like, damn, he not going to let him kill me. This is military dude. You know, I'm a young guy. I think I was in high school, my early days of high school. It had to have been early. 9th grade. And so the cops arrested me and put me in the cop car because he choked me. He put his hands on me, though. I didn't get to tell my story. I didn't get to do anything. And so these are the reasons why I don't bang with my mother. Because she's not a good person. She didn't care about her son. She didn't even care about her son's father. She just left him because he wouldn't bow down to what she wanted. That's what she said. He wouldn't come to where I was, and I wouldn't come to where he was. And so we hung up and just stopped talking. And I never heard from him again. Really? My grandfather and my grandmother gave me more information than my mother ever gave me about my father. Her parents. I'm doing this because there's things going on that I can't control behind my back. And so I'm going to still write my narrative down, exactly how I felt, what my POV is. Because people would tell you, no, you're wrong for feeling how you feel. Like, please get the heck on out of here with that. Get the heck on out of here with that. Listen, my mother did not mother, and she was a bad mother to me, my POV. Yeah, they spent money on me in the sense that they took care of me with food and all this type of stuff, but, you know, that didn't help me in life. It stagnated me the way you treated me. You know, I wasn't allowed to do sports. I mean, I did some sports, but they weren't super, like, I don't know, they were more recreational. Everything I did was more recreational. It wasn't really structured. That nobody invested in me. Nobody actually invested in me Period. They didn't invest. You're supposed to invest in your kids. And see, I'm investing in Taylor Rain. You know, she's showing promise in certain things now. It's time to invest. Me and her mom in an agreement. And that's what it's about. And I'm not abusive to her. I always tell her that she can do whatever she wants to. And she is the ISH, you know. And she is everything. Like, you know, I'll run around here terrorizing you all in her name. Okay? If I really could do it, I would. Be tackling shit down in her name, okay? That's how much I love my baby, yo. I always got her back. Me and her mom always got her back. We ain't never gonna put her down. Correction, yeah, but we don't hit her. We don't abuse her. I mean, I don't know what she does at her mom's house. I don't, you know, sometimes they get into it. I don't know. But, you know, my mom has always tried to create this narrative about me and tried to make me seem a certain type of way. I also want to address something. You know, it's like she had me for the military. It's like, yeah, go into the military with your life, you know? And it's like, why? Why am I? See, this is just like record labels, you know? Once you sign that contract, you sell your soul and your life over to another entity. And I was wise then. Like, why would I do that? I'm a person who understands sovereignty and autonomy. Like, why would I sign a contract to be in anybody's military? When all the people, like, military lifestyle is not good. Some people have a good, decent military lifestyle, but most kids don't like that shit. You get moved around, you don't never have no friends, and your parents is obscene. Like, they're out of control. A lot of the times they're abusive. I know the other military kids could tell you out there, man. Like, a lot of military kids end up messed up. And it's because of the stupid ass parents, yo. They don't take no responsibility. And we don't make them take responsibility. You know, we don't make elders take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? For the things that they did. I'm just sick of it. You want me to go in the military because you don't want to invest in me. Because you are broke. You're not even broke. Y'all just wanted a house to be simple-minded people, which is cool, but come on, you're supposed to be investing in your children so that they can be, you know, good citizens to society and do more and better. Look, I say all this to say this. Don't let nobody tell you no narrative if they ain't willing to come on my podcast and talk about it in detail. If they're not willing to heal, but they'll tell you behind your back and I don't know about shit, don't listen to them. You tell them I said, then why don't you debate the brother? They don't want to debate me because they know. How y'all doing? They don't want to debate me because they know I'm going to out-debate every last one of their asses. Parents, elders, brothers, sisters. It don't matter. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain. I'm like black people when it comes to my situations in life. We not letting go of it. You owe us reparations for the shit you did. Don't anger me now. There's more I could say out here. Do I have any good times? I can't think on my hand at the moment a good time that I had living in my mom's household with her husband that she's with now. I really did not have a good childhood in my personal. Nobody supported me. They didn't let me do nothing. One of the things that I always wanted to do was karate, you know, and I really wanted to do it. I was going to do it. But we went, her husband took me, we went, and Cole just lied on me. And of course, my mom believed this shit because she's in submission to him because she wants to be a stupid housewife. Because you want to be lazy with your life. And really, for real, every time your husband was calling me lazy, he was really calling you lazy. I mean, I'm just being honest. People don't like it, but who cares? Like, I want the smoke. They owe me, period. That's how I feel. Doesn't mean that they actually got to owe me. But that's how I feel. And the Lord knows the truth. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell it. And I didn't tell it because I don't want to hurt people. I just want people to be honest. I want people to say what they did, man. Confess your sins, man. Jesus said your brother got a problem with you, man. But we gonna get all this aired out on my podcast now. We're gonna reveal it all. You know what I'm saying? For the public, because I tried public. I promise you, every last person I have conflict with that I don't speak to no more, I step to them. Every last one of them. I offered them opportunities to debate me personally about our situations, but they don't want to do that because in their mind they think, oh, this is narcissistic, da 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 da. No. You got nothing to do with narcissism. Who's really the narcissist? You, because you think that I'm supposed to just let you abuse me in multiple types of fashions of abuse, and then I'm supposed to just forgive you and let go? No, sir, rebob. As one of my good homegirl friends would say, no, sir, rebob. We're not doing that. Now, I'm just not putting up with these types of things. And so, yes, I walked away. Yes, I excluded them. Yes. I talked to my mom over the years. I tried to develop the relationship. But she, in my opinion, is just not a good mother. And let her say that I'm not a good son. It's okay. I don't know what I really did. I mean, she could say a number of things, but you allowed a white woman in California to be abusive to me mentally, who was my babysitter. I can't even remember the lady name. The lady was just abusive. And you allow this type of shit. See, children should be able to free themselves when they get older. Why? Because they can't speak up for themselves when they're young. And that's why I'm an advocate for children, man. Because they can't speak up. What can they do? Get beat down by adults. Get beat down with words. Get beat down physical. They can't do nothing until they become an adult. And then once they become an adult, the adults want to be like, I didn't do anything. Oh, you're a bad child, this and that, such and such. Please. My mother used to try to take me to therapy because she always was trying to claim something wrong on me. But ain't nothing wrong with me. You didn't want to be a mom. I remember we went to a therapy session and they straight up told her, you just don't spend enough time with him. Like, you don't spend enough time with him. And that's because she hates my biological father. I look like my biological father. I probably act like him. I don't know. But, Cash! I don't know what you're doing, but you better get over here. Let's go. House, leave it alone. Cash, 1. Cash, 2. Oh, he's in trouble now. See, I got him on remote control, and he over here messing with this pit bull. Get over here. Sit down. You're not supposed to be doing that. House. Out here messing with these other dogs. I'm supposed to be trusting him. House. Anyways, family. Sorry, I had to call my dog like that. I can't have him messing with other dogs and he's off leash. He's got to listen. That's the contract. You want to be off leash, you got to listen when that voice command comes. That's the contract. And he does pretty well. I'm talking on the phone, so that's why he's distracted. But anyways, back to the point. Listen. I'm not the real narcissist. I mean, I am a narcissist in the sense of the definition. I had to look it up. I had to say to myself, oh, okay, I've become this way, right? But, it just was troubling for me for a while. And I never really expressed myself. And who am I really supposed to express myself to? Because a lot of times black women stand behind black women and they know that the other black woman is wrong. Black men don't do that. Men don't do that to each other. If a man is wrong, a man is wrong. We don't support them, even though we know they're wrong. Right? I know family do that. But I'm not about to keep letting her family or her personal, interpersonal family, I'm not about to let them say anything about me. They can fight me. I'll fight her sons, her husband, and her. I don't care. I'm not playing. You owe me. We're not doing no forgiveness like that. I understand what Jesus said. I understand. 77 times plus one. But at some point, Jesus would have also condemned my mother just well as he condemned me for maybe not forgiving. He would have condemned my mother for what she was doing. You got to parent your kids. And Jesus said this, man. You can't follow him unless you have some type of issues with your parents, brothers, sisters, He said, my mother and my brothers are those who listen and follow me. Which makes me think, I wonder, did Jesus have an issue with his mother? I don't know. But what I'll say is this. I had to notate this. I had to put this down. I had to. Because I'm tired of thinking about it. I'm tired of it circulating over my head. I'm tired of, wanting justice out of this situation when there's no justice coming. None. There's no justice coming, and people want justice out of this situation, but, I want justice out of the situation, but there's no justice coming out of it. And so I have to write this down verbally. 26 minutes, 52 seconds. I'm about to get off of here, man, but I just had to really express myself about my mother and her ways, yo. Whether she thinks she's right or wrong, and, whether I think I'm right or wrong, I have to express myself and tell myself what happened out loudly. Because we have to get these things off of us. I'm not about to be sitting like, I want to commit suicide when other people have did shit to me. Why am I killing myself when other people did stuff to me? I didn't do this stuff to myself. People did it to me. So why do I want to commit suicide? For all those people out there who think about committing suicide, why are you committing suicide when people are doing things to you? It's time for you to stand up for yourself and walk away. It's okay to be alone. Man, the Lord has prepared me for this moment because I've been alone for a long time in my life. And so he got me prepared for this moment. Like, I don't care. I love it. It's the best in the world. There's so much peace. Ain't nobody fighting you. You don't got to worry about who's on your side. You're on your side. God is on your side. You don't got to worry about if the woman going to be loyal to you or not, if she going to cheat on you or not. You don't got to worry about if your homeboy this and that, or if he going to do this and that. You don't got to worry about that. You don't got to worry about people wanting to respect you and not wanting to respect you, none of that. Like, being by myself is great. I've been doing very well. Do I want to stay like this? Nah. I know exactly what I want. I'm trying to get back to how I was in college, man. That was some of the best times of my life, yo. Everybody supported me when I was in college, and I did exactly what they wanted me to do because they supported me. And they believed in me. They seen what I was doing. After all the stuff I've done, my mother still can't say, you've done a great job. You've done a good job, this and that. There's no reward. I don't know if I'm looking for a reward, but there's just no reward as men for being a man or doing a good job or doing the best you can to make it or treating people the best you can. Like, there's no reward for that. So, fam, this is Lifestyle, Chronicles of Lifestyle, Part 1, my mother. And thank you. Peace. Have a good night.